All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, onto this one, it says the Yoruba's reclamation of Ilorin and its return by the British. All right, my people, the news in details. Unfortunately, the significant historical event of the Yoruba's successful retaking of Ilorin from the descendants of Alimi and then its subsequent return by the British often remains in the shadows. It is crucial that this event finds its place in the curriculum of primary schools in the Western region. Within Ilorin itself, the journey to establish a proper emirate was challenging. The influential Yoruba war chiefs aimed to reinstate the traditional Yoruba political system wherein the chiefs within a kingdom would select their king. The Emirs, however, resisted this change by 1895. The chiefs were gaining significant ground in this context. This situation led to Emir Momo taking his life after setting his palace ablaze. The victorious chiefs then installed Suleiman as emir. This was the state of affairs when the forces of the British Royal Niger Company arrived and then conquered Ilorin in 1897. In the subsequent years, it was the British who formalized Ilorin as a fully fledged emirate, aligning it with the emirs of Hausa land. The emir seized this opportunity to assert various emirate-style controls over Ibolo and the north. This historical episode, marked by resistance, change, and foreign intervention, deserves recognition as part of the educational curriculum, ensuring that future generations understand the complexities and dynamics of their heritage. Well, majority of things have actually been said, and then onto this one, I have a lot of reactions. God is great is making it clear here that that is why when ignoramus like phrase and then omokri attributed the growth of Christianity in Nigeria to the British, they are talking from ignorance. Remember, Orlando Owo song says Aguda Ojelowo Gesi Ishe Owo wa Lawanje. Well, the British did hinder the growth of Christianity not only in Nigeria but in most parts of the world because they are only concerned about their economic interest. Well, replying to that, Kehinde says, well, who were missionaries that established schools and then churches in the pre-colonial era? Well, according to what had actually been said, British wouldn't support those who has been enlightened. They knew Yorubas were educated by them in addition to the tribe's innate abilities. So they can't be pushed over. That's why they go with whoever seems controllable by them irrespective of their faith. Everything from census to election were manipulated for them. Niger, well done. Replying to that, Magnet says, well, you dead on point. Yorubas scared Britain and then so they chose the Mumu in Western education from the north and then ceded Nigeria to them. It was easy to manipulate the Mughals against other tribes. Well, Omo says, well, what will quickly return Ilorin back to the Yorubas is the pronouncement of the Emirates that Ilorin belongs to Islam. that alone is unconstitutional. All right, I think a lot of people will get what that is actually saying. That if we still say, oh, Ilorin belongs to the Muslim, then there will be a problem. That the only thing that will quickly return Ilorin back to the Yorubas is when the pronouncement is being stopped. That Ilorin belongs to the Muslims. That's another one. Well, meanwhile, someone is saying that did you read about Sokoto Empire during pre-colonial era? What about it? Okay, somebody just asked. Well, this and more are the harms the nonsense British government did to the Southerners in Nigeria by favoring the Northern Muslims over the Southerners, who are majority Christians, simply because the animalistic Northerners were loyal to the biased British colonials. Well, a lot of things had actually been said. Well, meanwhile, why the British are supposedly Christian empire will go around the world facilitating the imposition of Muslim rule has been one of the great mysteries of our time. Fulani were so loyal to the British back then because of their own interest. And meanwhile, the British practice indirect rule system of government that is ruling the locals through the traditional heads they met on ground, while the North were and then has still been ruled by Muslims. Well, the South were and then are still now being ruled by traditionalists. The British are interested in the economy of Niger area. It was the missionaries, Portuguese to be precise, that introduced Christianity from the south from Calabar. Well, meanwhile, the Yoruba speaking people of Ilorin do not even want to remain with Oduduwa Republic. The fact is not far-fetched. They don't have the same ideology and then religion tolerance as typical Yoruba man is known for. All right, this one had been said by Akinshola Benjamin. Well, replying to that, Ishekiriman says, well, God bless you. They are thinking faculty is like that of the Northerners now. They are not like the other Yorubas. Okay. Well, Omo Naija made it clear that, well, the name Ilorin is a Yoruba language. The British governors, like Lugard, were very lazy, hence they misuse indirect rule of system by favoring the Fulanis against the Yorubas. The issue of Christianity doesn't come in because the British governors didn't share the missionaries' sentiments. A great wonder why people see what happens in Ilorin alone and they care not to see what happens in major towns in the state. Town that carry strong Yoruba oriki like Ofa, Oro, Erin, Ile, etc. Alright, this one has been replied by an anonymous person. According to Fair and Just, says, well, it is good for truth seekers to know implications of an emirate. It is not only about sovereignty of the emir, but about the sovereignty of Islam. In the emirate, Isheshe is a sharp contradiction of what it stands for. Well, replying to that, so church missionaries are a mistake too. Wike, instead of Rivers State as a Christian state, and they went ahead to demolish mosque. It makes sense to accept the reality of Ilorin as an emirate with maximally Islamic settlement. Well, it's arrant nonsense. How could a foreigner locate the grave of a blind person? If a mistake had been made in the past in Ilorin being a Yoruba land and then British, that was not an indigene because they colonized Nigeria, as at that time imposed bearing the title of Emir instead of Oba. The grievous mistake can still be corrected. Well, guy, a lot of water has actually passed under the bridge since then. Don't know how possible this could be. Well, you call it grievous mistake. Can you ever reverse the conquest of our lands by the British and then consequences of their actions on our culture, way of life? Have the people of Ilorin complained to their kids and then kin about being reintegrated into the older traditional Yoruba worship? You can't deny history, can't deny geography. Ilorin and Kogi are ours and they are going nowhere no matter what haters want or say. Interesting. Well, my brother, my sister, a lot of things had actually been said onto this one. What more can we say? Meanwhile, let me have your own take, my people, on this. And remember to subscribe for more updates if you're just joining us on this channel for the first time. All right, thanks and God bless.